The story takes us to the summer of 2019, when my girlfriend Rachel, my buddy Eli, and his girlfriend Morgan and I decide to take a weekend camping trip deep in the Appalachian Mountains. My uncle told me about this hidden lake he used to fish when he was younger. He said hardly anyone knew about it anymore and that it was peaceful, the kind of place where you could camp without running into another soul. His directions were simple: park in an old gravel lot off a back road, follow a narrow dirt trail for about a mile, and the trees would open up to a lake. Sure enough, he was right. The trail spilled out into a strip of rocky beach. The water was perfectly still, ringed in by thick forest on all sides. No campsites, no trash, no signs of people. It felt untouched. By the time we got there, the sun was dipping low, staining the sky orange. We set up our tents and stacked our firewood and cracked a couple beers. For a while, it was perfect. Then Morgan suggested we go for a swim before it got too dark. Rachel agreed immediately. Eli and I were more focused on getting the fire started, but the girls waded in, laughing as their voices echoed across the water. And that's when Rachel screamed. At first, I thought she was messing around, but then she went under, flailing. Morgan started panicking, yelling that she couldn't get back up. I bolted into the water, the lake only waist deep where she had been. I grabbed her by the arm and pulled her up, dragging her towards me. She stumbled onto the rocks, gasping for air, clutching at her ankle. That's when I saw the blood, a thin but deep gash across the bone. Before I could even process it, I felt something clamp hard around my own ankle under the water. It pulled down with surprising force, and I felt a sharp sting, like teeth or claws cutting in. I kicked and thrashed until it let go, and then stumbled out beside Rachel. Eli and Morgan rushed over. My ankle was bleeding too. "What the heck was that?" I asked, trying to catch my breath. "Not a fish," Rachel gasped. "Not a turtle. It felt like fingers." We patched ourselves up from the first aid kit and tried to laugh it off, but the firelight only made the lake look blacker and more ominous. None of us wanted to admit it, but something about that water felt wrong. Later, as the fire burned low, we heard the first splash, not the quick plop of a fish, a heavier sound, like something moving through waist-deep water. We all froze. A few minutes passed, and another, closer this time. Eli and I grabbed our flashlights and walked down to the shore. The beam skimmed over the lake until we both saw it, a dark shape just above the waterline. At first, I thought it was driftwood, but then it moved. Slowly, the shape had a head-like outline and two faint reflections caught in the light. Eyes. It was watching us. Eli whispered, "Get the girls, we're leaving." We didn't argue. We grabbed what we could carry and hustled back down the trail in the dark, flashlights bouncing on a dirt trail until we burst into the gravel lot. We threw our bags in the car and just sped off. The next morning, I came back with my uncle to collect the gear, but the site wasn't how we left it. The tents were shredded, the coolers flipped over, food was scattered, clawed through. No tracks led in or out. I showed him the cut on my ankle. Rachel showed hers. "What could have done this?" I asked. He stared at the lake for a long time before saying, "Some places in these mountains aren't meant to be disturbed." We never went back after that. And to this day, I still think about Rachel's words. Not a fish, not a turtle. Fingers.